Currituck County get bone cancer. And some days, the children of God weep. I often wondered, why did Jesus weep? Why did tears? Why did he cry? Jesus, if you know everything that is about to happen, why are you crying? If you lingered on purpose, if you came when you knew you should, if this was somehow part of the plan, why are you crying? Why the tears? Was he moved out of compassion? Was he just caught up in the moment? I would suggest to you that those tears give us a window into the heart of God. And I think in the tears of Jesus, we actually find the answer to our why. God knows how you feel. Not some God who is removed, all omnipotent God that we cannot even begin to fathom, but a God who is both fully human and fully divine, knows what it is to grieve. Knows that pain. Knows what it feels like. God knows what it feels like for the idea of someone to be gone, someone who they love, to what seems to be gone forever. And it breaks the heart of God. I love Paul Harvey. Do you guys ever remember Paul Harvey? Now, some of the younger people in this room is going, Paul Harvey, who is that? And I used that sermon illustration down at Hebron, and everybody got it because they're like 90, but you're not. There was this guy on the radio. You remember radios? These were before iPods, right? It was this guy, and he was a storyteller, and his name was Paul Harvey. Does anybody know Paul Harvey? Raise your hand. Okay, they're all old. Put your hands down. I used to love to drive in the car and listen to the radio. It's like Joel. When you're out on the road and you're working, you listen to the radio, you listen to your news, and you have stations you like to listen to. And every once in a while, I like to hear the news, and then Paul Harvey. And how did Paul Harvey work, right? He would tell you a story, right? He would set you up totally. He would tell you a story. And then he would say those famous words. Does anybody know them? And now? And now for the rest of the story. And then he would come back after a commercial break or something, and he would just break your heart with the most wonderful story. Wouldn't he? And Paul Harvey's a great, I love Paul Harvey. God would seem cruel if we didn't hear the rest of the story. God would seem really heartless if we only read part. If we turned off the radio too soon. The Son of Man did not come into the world to condemn the world, but the world will be saved through it. In the 14th chapter of John's Gospel are some wonderful words. The rest of the story. Would you hear them? Would you like to hear them now? In Jesus, knowing our hearts, do you know what he says? He says, don't let your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe in me. In my Father's house, there are many dwelling places. And if it were not so, what I've told you, I go to prepare a place for you. I will come again. I will take you to myself, so that where I am, you too will be. And you know the way to the place I'm going. God is not cruel. There's the whole story. Quite frankly, we live in a world where people, I think, know part of the story. And there's a blessing in the rest of it. My prayer for you today is simply this. That when given an opportunity, you could turn to someone who is grieving and say, would you like to hear the rest of the story? Let's pray. Father God, you would not leave us orphaned. You would not leave us alone. You would not take all hope from us. But instead you would bless us. The world we live in is not our home. It is not that place where there are no more tears or pain or disease. But Father, there is that world. And it has been prepared since the dawn of time for us. Help us to be those who would go and share this gospel, this good news, with a world desperate for it. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Let's continue in worship. Join me on page 12 of your hymnals.